38, man. Speaking of being old, today I realized I've become old officially when I had... Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about a group of Indian tourists who climb a Buddha statue to pick mangoes, Philippines fighter jet goes missing, results of who helped Alice Guo escape are in, man arrested for selling dog meat in the Philippines, plus much more, beginning with the USD to peso exchange rate. Right now, $1 equal to 57.95. I've had an extremely long day. I was out since 8:30 in the morning until right now it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. All day helping Jay try to get his visa sorted out. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. I actually made a video if you guys are curious to see step by step what happened today. You guys can check that out. We're like close to getting him on that flight home to the US. So if you guys know about that story, you can go ahead and take a look at that. Let's get into Asia Now, not living abroad. Here's our top story. A group of Indian tourists in Ayutthaya, Thailand sparked outrage after climbing a Buddha statue to pick mangoes, prompting widespread criticism. The incident, which took place in a historic temple, was captured on video and quickly went viral, drawing backlash for disrespecting religious and cultural sites. Authorities and temple officials have condemned the act, stressing the importance of respecting Thailand's sacred sites. Discussions are now underway about potential measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. Come on, man. What are you doing? I cannot stand people like this. And you would think, Indian tourists, you should know better. Come on, that's Buddhism is a religion originated in India that came down to Southeast Asia. So even if they're not practicing Buddhism, they should know how sacred those statues are. Plus, the thing that really irks me is like in the future, perhaps they might kind of section off those, put a rope or whatever, whereas currently they're easily accessible. I don't mean you should go ahead and touch it, but you can get really close to them. Maybe you have to be stepping behind a rope at some time in the future. Yeah, another quality tourist. Shame on you, sir, or ma'am, I should say. I can't really tell based on that grainy footage. Anyhow, I've been to Ayutthaya. Beautiful place, amazing temples, a really, really cool little, I guess it was an old capital of Thailand actually, back in the Siam days. Don't quote me on that, I'm not a historian, but long ago. And then let's get into Alice Guo news. The Bureau of Immigration Commissioner Joel Anthony Vieiro confirmed that their initial investigation found no evidence of BI personnel being involved in Guo's illegal exit from the country. The Senate Committee on Justice and Human Rights continued its investigation with the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, indicating that Guo likely exited via backdoor routes in the southern Philippines. Vieira emphasized that while the BI does not monitor private coastlines and airstrips, local government units and law enforcement agencies are responsible for those areas. He expressed concern over the abuse of the country's porous borders and thanked the interagency, for efforts to combat illegal backdoor exits, which have also been used by trafficking victims. Vieira praised the ICAT's collaboration with local authorities to go ahead and come up with a determination. Yeah, I guess nobody helped Alice Guo escape. She did it all by herself. At least not anybody from the BI, apparently. And for the past couple of days, a viral video is making its round about somebody really being mishandled by a group of officials. And here's what happened to them. They're all fired. The Department of Transportation, DOTR, announced that dismissal of 5 land transportation LTO officers enforcers involved in the manhandling of a rider in Panglao, Bohol. The incident, which occurred on February 28th, was captured on viral video, showed the enforcers dragging a man off a motorcycle after discovering he was carrying a knife. Despite the man's explanation that he carried it for farm work, the enforcers forcibly removed him from the bike. The rider was hospitalized. The neck and back pain and high blood pressure. Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon condemned the behavior, emphasizing that it was unacceptable for the government employees to behave that way. The LTO had previously suspended the officers during the investigation, and the dismissal was announced without prejudice to any future legal action. Yeah, not a good sight to see, especially if the man was a farmer. Definitely, I guess, excessive. Next up, the first time in decades, Vietnam has upended the Philippines' 20-year rule as a top supplier of bananas to China. International Trade Center data showed that Vietnam, for the first time, overtook the Philippines as China's top supplier of bananas last year. Okay, Vietnam doing big things. Vietnamese economy is great. It has been for the past decade that I've kind of been aware of it. I don't know the detail, but they're always in the news and reports and data. And I've been there myself a couple times. Hardworking people down there. So yeah, good for them. They seem to be prospering. And then I've always said that Korea has a big influence in the Philippines because of my street interviews. I speak to a bunch of younger people, usually in their 20s. And a lot of times they want to go to Korea. They like men that have feminine features, like Korean men, them, especially the BTS, K-dramas, K-pop, K-music, culture, fashion, makeup, all that. And here's a little bit of proof that it's very popular in the Philippines. Korean agency SM Entertainment announced the launch of SM Universe, Singapore, Southeast Asia's first K-pop training academy at Scape in June this year. Whoa, so if you want to be a K-pop star, you can attend this academy. I'm sure there's going to be lots of people waiting to sign up for that university or this course, or I don't know how to call it, but an agency, a professional people teaching you how to be K-pop people. Next up, a Philippines Air Force FA-50 fighter jet with 2 pilots on board went missing early on March 4th during tactical night operation. The jet was en route to Mactan Air Base in Cebu, but lost communication with companion aircraft minutes before reaching its destination. Despite repeated attempts to reestablish contact, the aircraft was not located and search and rescue efforts are ongoing. The PAF is focused on the safe return of the aircrew and remains hopeful that they are safe. The FA-50s are South Korean-built supersonic aircraft with 11 still in service with the PAF. Crazy, scary stuff. Imagine just losing a jet and its crew with 2 people. Hopefully they're safe. Maybe somehow the radar detecting is activated. I don't know how that works. I'm not a military man. However, things can get really complicated up in space maneuvering, something like that. So, but hopefully something not so bad has happened to them and they can be found soon. Next up, authorities arrest a man in Barangay Poblacion, Bugalon, Pangasinan on March 1st for allegedly cooking and selling dog meat. The operation, led by the Animal Welfare Investigation Project in collaboration with the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, resulted in the discovery of the subject selling 2 pots of dog meat dishes daily. Oh my God. The CEO, Jacob Lloyd, stated that the suspect was supplied with dog meat and investigations are underway to trace the source. The group is committed to targeting the border network of illegal dog meat trade and is preparing to file charges under Republic Act 9482, the Anti-Rabies Act. Okay, I want to talk about this for a second, guys. In Asia, dog meat is still sold and ate legal. I want to be clear. The Philippines, it's illegal to do this. So people that are doing this in parts of the Philippines are doing it illegally. There's a law against selling dog meat and so much other things to protect animals. The first time I saw this happen, I was in Vietnam. I was walking down the street and it wasn't even far from the city center, and I saw somebody cooking something on a barbecue on a grill. I got closer. I'm like, what is that? It's too big to be chicken. It's too small to be goats. And my heart dropped to my stomach. It was a dog because I love dogs. I have a dog myself. So I don't want to get down this whole path of, okay, where do you draw the line between what you can and cannot eat? I understand. I know culture. I know history. I know all that stuff. I still don't like it. I don't agree with it. That's just my personal belief and preference. Thou shalt not eateth thy dog meat. That's me. If you're eating dog meat, we can't be friends. But I respect your choice, I guess. Actually, I don't. I'm not even going to lie. We're not associating. Anyways, let's get back to off personal stuff. So in parts of Asia, this still happens. I assume this was just like any other animal. People eat them. Humans eat them. And we've just domesticated dogs for the past who knows how long. Long story short, it happens sometimes. Do not be, I guess you can be alarmed, but you won't be surprised. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised to know pretty much all countries down here. South Korea, just recently still, I think they just passed a law saying you cannot do it. So a lot of countries do it at a very high rate. A lot of countries do it secretly. A lot of countries have a small little region doing it, but it still does happen. It's against the law, but just like anything else, there's going to be criminals doing bad things they shouldn't be doing. So that's a little bit of story. I think in Baguio, I think I read some article. I don't know the locations. Of course, this is just a handful of people maybe trying to make a living. All that ethical stuff and moral stuff is not the point. The point is it's against the law here. Don't do it. And I'm glad they caught this guy. I hope they can bring down a much, much bigger network. With that being said, now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where we talk about some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. So yesterday I actually released 2 videos, right? So actually only one, right? Is that what happened? I don't know. Basically, I had 2 videos within the 12 hours time span because one story about the foreigner or Filipino, half foreigner man cheating on his wife that got arrested. So you cannot be doing that. So let's read some of the comments from that one first. Curtis says, if they really focus on the rule about adultery in the Philippines, half the men would be in jail, and that's a low estimate. I assume this is saying Filipino men cheat, and if they actually enforce the law, that half the Filipino men will be in jail. Grant Taylor says, after I got married to my Filipino wife, I found out she has was already married. She says she was a widow, but I spoke to him on the phone. She eventually produced a genuine death certificate. Since then, she has had another baby to a French guy, only in the Philippines. So I really hope you're still not married, bro. No offense, but yeah, man, get up on out of there. Mikey Cambodia video said jailed for cheating in the Philippines, but one of the highest rates of single moms and teenage pregnancies in the world. Okay, that's true. Jailed for cheating, but they have that. So I'm not sure what a correlation is. I think if you're trying to say ethically or religiously is contradicting, I can see your point. Can you please elaborate? Today my brain is like mush, so I can't understand the point here. Like, it's got a lot of likes, so I'm sure there's a point. I just can't figure out exactly what you're trying to say about. I agree, but you're saying factually there's a lot of those, but how does that relate to the cheating part, right? Are you saying that should be more of a concern? Now let's go on to our second video where we talked about 3 Vietnamese people being arrested for malpractice. Red Bart says stem cell therapy is quite complicated. Most likely the stem cells were bogus, otherwise they would have been practicing legally. My wife and I saved our baby stem cells from their umbilical cords when they were born. They are taken at birth and put into cryogenic freezers to save for treatment of almost anything later in life, from cancer to organ regrowth. Have to pay an upfront fee of about 2,500 Canadian to do this, and about 300 to 400 Canadian a year to store them. Fortunately, we have not had the need to use them on our kids. Originally, they were expected to be viable for up to 18 years, but now much longer, potentially. Honestly, that's such a cool thing to learn and understand. That is something I would definitely consider if I had kids, right? Imagine being so responsible and thoughtful to be doing that in case something happens to your youngins, right? So cool, man. I don't know nothing about these stuff. I feel like whatever that is, give me some, bro. I need it for my kneecaps and my knee joints. Everything I can barely. I'm like 38, man. Speaking of being old, today I realized I've become old officially when I had my cup of coffee for the second day in a row, black, without any sugar or any cookies or biscuits or nothing, and it wasn't that bad. And that was the moment I realized this is it, guys. I got one white chest hair as well, so I mean, life's over, bro. Life's over. Anyhow, what do you guys say, man? You guys having a good time? What are your plans for today, man? Leave your comments down below. Oh, also I want to thank someone for buying me a coffee. I assume this is anonymously. I don't know if someone's a person or someone is how buy me coffee writes someone that doesn't want to put their name. Whoever you are, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Speaking of that, Red Bart is a big supporter of the channel as well. If you guys are enjoying this, I want to show some love. You can buy me coffee by scanning this QR code or following the link in the description down below. And tomorrow, I'm going to go back out with Jay, day number 2 of Immigration. Hopefully, we can get him on a flight back to his home country. He can regroup. I want him to do well. I want everybody to do well and be happy. And he's in a position where he needs to see his stance. And I don't have time, to be honest, but I've dedicated all day to him. So I hope everything you guys are doing, everything I'm doing, everything that he wants to do for himself all goes to a positive end result. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.